I wanted to share some thoughts about caring. Some of you maybe saw that I shared a thought about care and how much that can affect how we feel in our lives. So just a couple of thoughts to get us started. So what I mean with caring is that we can do everything with care. So actually everything that we do can be made into mindfulness practice. And if we get trained at this, then we find that everything just goes a little easier, and even the boring tasks start to feel meaningful. And we can find our own meaning for everything that we have to do. There's always so much that we have to do that we can't choose and we can't skip doing. And there's also a small tip that I read that sounded really great: to start a day with making the bed. How many of us make the bed in the morning? I was about to raise my hand. I don't. But that's kind of one good way to start the day at the right tone. Then brushing the teeth with full attention, caring for our skin, taking the time for these small practices. So that's about caring. So let that sink a bit and we'll start moving. So find your way to lay on your belly. And you can bring your hands below your forehead and get yourself comfortable just for a few moments. Begin to lengthen your breaths again, finding your ujjayi breathing, feeling supported by the ground, by the earth, feeling the parts of your body taking contact with the earth, and allow yourself to completely relax for a moment. Pay attention to really breathe into your belly as well. This can give you a little bit of a massage to your belly, where we actually hold quite a lot of attention sometimes. And allow this practice of mindfulness and care be present in your practice today, trying to bring your full awareness to your body, making the movements mindfully and with care, and caring for your own body. Take one more deep breath here. And then slowly begin to lift your gaze up and lean on your elbows. And lift your feet up. And let the feet fall from side to side. Bring the awareness to your toes. Spreading the toes. You can make circles with your feet if you want. Bringing life to your feet to start with. Then straighten your legs back on the floor, point the toes, press the tops of the feet firmly to the mat, and you can lift your chest up a bit, keep your gaze up, long neck, chest up, belly in, and we'll start to make little waves. So lower down as you exhale, and lift as you inhale. Feel free to find your own space between your hands. You can bring the hands wider if you like, even to the tips of your fingers. Just explore what works for you. Making beautiful waves. The next inhalation, begin to peek to your left. And then to your right. Alternating the sides, awakening our spine. Find beauty and accuracy in your moves. One more wave. Then bring your hands below your shoulders and find your way to your child's pose. You can keep your knees apart. Walk your hands forward. You can move from side to side a bit. And then come to the center. Take a deep breath here. And exhale, rather next inhalation, come forward. Finding your supported plank, shoulders above your hands, and exhale back. Inhale to come forward, exhale back. Keep doing these waves, starting slow, building up, and now begin to bring your attention to your fingertips. Awakening your hands, clawing the fingertips to the mat, and feeling how it feels when you bring your weight over your hands. One more wave like this. Take deep breaths. Then find your tabletop position. You can bring your hands on your fingertips just for a moment. And then release your flat palms on the floor. Push the floor away, draw the belly in. And inhale to reach your right foot behind you, pointing the toes. Drawing the belly in. Next exhalation, knee towards your forehead. Inhale to reach. Exhale, in. Inhale, if you want, you can lift your opposite arm. Exhale. Inhale to reach. Exhale, keep your core active. Once more, inhale to reach. Look forward, lift higher. One more breath. Then slowly release your hands and knees to the floor. And we'll do the other side. Inhale to reach your left foot up. Exhale, curl your back. Draw the belly in. Inhale. Exhale. Feel free to lift the opposite arm. Keep going. Draw the belly in. Inhale. Exhale. Once more. Inhale to reach. Look forward. Lift higher. Find your smile. One more breath. Then release your hands and knees to the floor and take a moment in child's pose. Deep breaths. Breathing all the way to your belly. Feel free to lift your lift your hands up, resting on your fingertips. Then find your way to your downwards facing dog through your tabletop position, curling the toes under, lifting your hips up. Keep your dog moving. Build the steady foundation with your strong hands, shoulders away from your ears. Belly drawing in. Deep breaths. Then walk your feet slightly closer if you can, so that you can bring your heels to the floor. Gaze forward, take a deep breath. Next inhalation, step your right foot closer, bringing your shoulders over your hands. Inhale to step back. Inhale, other foot stepping. Inhale. Inhale. Oh, sorry. Okay, so keep going, always stepping forward as you inhale and back as you inhale. The aim is to bring your foot all the way behind your wrist, but only work where you can. Keep your core active, your belly drawing in. Keep going. Keep your hands active, fingertips clawing to the mat. One more round. Beautiful. Then find your way back to tabletop position. Lift your hands up for a moment. Give your shoulders a nice little stretch here. Interlacing the fingers, palms up, reaching from side to side. Nice. Then go through your tabletop back to your downward facing dog. Deep breaths. Then comes the funky part. Engage your elbows towards each other here. Really find strength in your shoulders and lower your elbows all the way down to the floor. And then walk your feet back to find your way to your forearm plank. Feel free to support your knees on the floor. I'm feeling a bit weak today, so I'm going to lean my knees on the floor. Push your elbows firmly on the ground, gaze between your hands, draw the belly in, then inhale to reach your left arm up, exhale down, inhale, exhale, making rounds, exhale, inhale right arm rising, exhale down, inhale left, exhale down, beautiful. Hold your forearm plank, maybe exploring if you can lift the knees up, engage the inner thighs. One more deep breath here, beautiful. Then bring the knees back on the floor, find your way to your downward facing dog again. Take a few deep, clarifying, nourishing breaths. Then bring your shoulders over your hands, lower down. Come to your cobra position, inhale. And exhale, downwards facing dog. One more breath here. Then next exhalation, bend the knees, gaze in front of you, step to the top of the mat. Inhaling to your flat back, chest forward. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, rise all the way up, arms rising, reaching up. Exhale, hands to your heart. Well done. Then walk your feet together and bend your knees. Inhale to come to your chair pose. Palms touching or apart. Draw the belly in. Sit lower, drawing the belly in, lifting your chest up. Hands to your heart. Inhale to straighten your back. And exhale to begin to revolve to your left. Right elbow to your left knee. Gazing up. You got this. Allow your breath to bring you to your center, to your calmness. One more breath. Then inhale to rise all the way up. Give your legs a little break. One more breath. Then exhale to sit back to your chair pose. Palms touching. One extra breath to lift your chest up. Exhale to revolve to your right. Left elbow to your right knee. Press the elbows actively towards one another, gazing up, drawing the belly in. Sit a little lower, find your breath. Then inhale to rise all the way up. And bring your hands to your heart. Beautiful. Now let's do a couple of sun salutations. Inhale to reach your arms up towards the sky. Lift your chest, draw the belly in. Exhale to fold forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, hands to the mat, step to your high plank. Lower down, elbows in. Inhale, upwards facing dog or cobra. Exhale, downwards facing dog. Keep your dog moving. You can move your hips from side to side or lifting one heel up, the other one pressing to the floor. 2 more breaths here. 1 more breath. The next exhalation, bend the knees, gaze in front of you. Step or hop to the top of the mat. Inhaling to your flat back. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, rise all the way up. Exhale, hands to your heart. Once more. Inhale, arms reaching up. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, hands to the mat, step to your high plank. And lower down, chaturanga. Keep your shoulders lifting. Inhale to your upwards facing dog. Exhale, downwards facing dog. 5 breaths in your downwards facing dog. 1, 2, 3 deep nourishing breaths. 2 and 1. Next exhalation, bend the knees, gaze in front of you, and step or hop to the top of the mat. Inhale to your flat back. Exhale, folding forward. Inhale, rise all the way up. Exhale, hands to your heart. Then sun salutation B. Find your chair pose. Inhale, reaching up, sitting down. Gaze up. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale to your flat back. Exhale, hands to the mat. Step to your high plank and lower down. Inhale, upwards facing dog. Exhale, downwards facing dog. And place your left heel to the floor. Toes pointing slightly to the side, and step your right foot between your hands. Inhale to rise all the way up. Gazing up to your thumbs. Hands, palms touching or apart. 1 extra breath. Bend deeper to your front knee. And next exhalation, return the hands to the floor. Step to your high plank and lower down. Inhale, upwards facing dog. Exhale, downwards facing dog. Same on the other side. Right heel to the floor, toes slightly to the side. 45 degrees. Step your left foot between your hands. And inhale to rise all the way up. Pull your feet towards each other, engaging the inner thighs. Hips rotated towards the front of the mat. Allow your chest to lift up. And next exhalation, return your hands to the mat. And go through your vinyasa. Plank. Lower down. Upwards facing dog. Downwards facing dog. Beautiful. Find your rest in your downwards facing dog, or even take a moment in child's pose if you want. Deep nourishing breaths. Your breath is what keeps all the movements together and keeps the flow going on. One more breath here. And then next exhalation, bend the knees, gaze in front of you and step or hop to the top of the mat. Inhaling to your flat back. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, rise all the way up. Exhale, hands to your heart. Beautiful. Now, yogi's choice, you can do your sun salutation A at your own pace or sun salutation B. Meet me in downward facing dog. Deep breaths. Mindful movements. I think everybody's in downward facing dog now. Again, engage your elbows towards each other and lower the elbows down on the floor. And now you're in dolphin pose. You can keep your knees slightly bent. Press the elbows actively to the mat. Begin to lift your hips up towards the sky. Deep breaths. Keep your core active. You can even walk your feet together. One more breath here. You got this. Then slowly lower your knees down to the floor and sit on your heels. Beautiful. And walk your hands behind you, pointing your fingertips towards the top of the mat. Press the floor away. Lift your chest up. Take just a few moments here, maybe gazing up towards the ceiling. Really nice way to open your chest and your shoulders. Deep breaths. Then bring your feet towards the front of the mat. So flip the foot on the ground to come to your reversed tabletop position. Inhale to lift your hips up. You can stay like this or straighten your legs and try to find the floor with your toes. Coming to your reversed plank position. One more deep breath here, you got this. Then slowly lower your hips down and see if you can immediately move your hips to your hands, between your hands. So let's find our tabletop position, reverse tabletop. So fingertips pointing towards your heels, feet hips distance apart and lift your hips up. Keep drawing your belly in and see if you can start gazing up even. And stay like this or find your reverse plank, straightening your feet, pointing the toes and trying to find the floor with your feet. Maybe even letting your head drop towards the back, gazing back. 2 more breaths here. 1 more deep breath. Then slowly lower down and try to bring your hips on one go between your hands. Straighten your feet, legs. Point the toes up towards the sky. Hands pressing on the floor, palms pressing on the floor next to you. Straighten the arms. Draw the shoulders away from each other. Begin to look down, drawing your belly in. Dandasana. You could even lift up here, but if you're like super strong, One more breath here. Then slowly release. And now we're coming to the funky part of the class. So personally I really like Pike pose, which is like quite an accessible type of a handstand. So I'll demonstrate first. So we're going to, you can first measure the distance by facing the wall, then lifting your foot on the floor, and about a foot's distance from the wall is where you will put your hands. Then you bring your feet on the floor, bring your hands shoulder distance apart, and really press those fingertips to the mat. Lift your hips up. Feel free to stay here if you prefer, or walk your feet higher. And the intention is to come to this kind of an L shape, but feel free to also just stay here. And we'll do a couple of rounds. First round, try to make the form. Then second round, we'll try to make this kind of pumping movement with our knees. Clear? Everybody set? So find your positions and really listen to your body here. Do what works for you. So find your positions, your feet on the wall, claw the fingertips, push the floor away, keep your gaze between your hands, lift the hips up, and walk your feet up. And we'll hold this for 5, 4, 3, 2, keep the inner thighs active, 1, and slowly come back down and stay in your hero pose, sitting on your heels, hands on your knees. Take a few deep breaths to clarify, to fill your lungs, your body with the oxygen again. And let's try it again. Bring your feet to the wall, hands shoulder distance. Then inhale to lift your hips up. Keep the gaze between your hands. Walk your feet to the wall. Find your L shape. Then begin to pump. Exhale and inhale to straighten. Exhale, or just hold, whatever works for you. For 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Release. Beautiful. Take some free movement. Move your shoulders. And the other direction. Then let your head drop down. Reach behind your back with your right arm, finding the left elbow. And let your head drop to the side, to the other side, stretching that shoulder and your neck. Then roll your head to the other side and switch arms. We've been a lot on our hands, so that can be pretty heavy for the shoulders and the neck. 1 more breath here. Then find your way to stand on your knees. We'll reverse this movement of pushing on our hands by doing a nice camel pose. to open the chest up again and the shoulders. So keep your heels up, toes curled under, knees hips distance apart, and we'll do 3 rounds. First round, just take a hold as high as you can under your armpits. Bring the elbows towards each other, draw your belly in, and begin to just lift your chest up and to gaze up. We're not reaching back yet, just exploring this movement of lifting your chest up, which is the intention when we are doing the full pose as well. 2 more deep breaths. Pay attention to breathing deeply. 1 more breath. Then slowly release. Sit on your heels. You can keep the toes curled under if you want to stretch your plantar fascias. And we'll go for the second round. I recommend to still keep the heels up unless you're really bendy. Now this time bring your hands on your lower back, fingertips pointing down, elbows towards each other. Inhale to lift your chest up, drawing the belly in, and begin to bend backwards. Perhaps finding your heels and supporting on those heels. Keep lifting the chest up, gazing up towards the ceiling, or even letting your head drop back if that feels good for you. Deep breaths. 2 more breaths. You got this. 1 more breath. Then reverse. Bring your hands to your lower back and rise all the way up. Take a little rest. And then last time, and now you can choose if you want to keep your heels up or flatten the feet on the floor. I'll keep them up this time. Hands to your lower back, elbows towards each other. Inhale, lift your chest up and begin to bend backwards, finding your camel pose, Ustrasana. Hold it for 3, 2, 1, and reverse. Come back up slowly and mindfully. Sit back on your heels and your butt, and straighten your legs in front of you. Then bring your right foot sole to the inner thigh of your left leg. Inhale to straighten your back. Exhale to bend forward to your Janu Sirsasana, forehead to knee pose. Reaching wherever you can comfortably, holding on your shin or your foot, or even taking a hold of the opposite wrist, whatever works for you. Begin to lengthen your breaths already, finding length in your spine as you inhale, and exhale to fold over that front leg. Keeping your core active, your pelvic floor engaged. 1 more breath. Then inhale to come all the way up. Look to your right and bring your left hand to your right knee. Inhale to reach your right arm over your head and begin to make a side bend. Keeping your reaching arm all straight, core active. And don't worry about reaching those toes. That doesn't really make a difference for the benefits of this pose. See if you can even gaze up. Deep breaths. 1 more breath here. Then inhale to come all the way up and switch sides. Straighten the right leg in front of you, left foot sole to your inner right thigh. Inhale to lengthen your back. Exhale to fold forward. Try to keep your back straight here. Or actually, if it feels good to you, you can allow your upper back to curl. That can also feel really nice. Bring your awareness to your whole body, to your toes, to your breathing. One more breath here. Then slowly begin to rise all the way up. Rotate or revolve to your left. Right hand to your left knee. Inhaling to reach over your head. Reach up with your left arm. And exhale to begin to fold over your front leg. I find it easier to reach the toes from one side, but the other side is not so easy. That's normal. Deep breaths. One more breath here. Gazing up. Then slowly come all the way up. And lay down on your back. Walk your feet as wide as the mat. And let your knees drop to one side. You can stay here for a moment or slowly keep moving your knees from side to side and staying where you feel tension and need for extra stretching. Still keep with your ujjayi breathing through your nose. Really caring and nourishing your body and your mind with that breathing technique. One more deep breath. Then slowly come up and find your wide-legged forward fold. So prepare yourself by widening your legs, straight legs, toes pointing up. Then inhaling to straighten your back, chest up. And exhale to walk your hands forward. Here, if you have a pillow, that can be nice and handy. It can be a big pillow or a small pillow. Actively lift those toes up towards the sky. And still keep your pelvic floor engaged. Inhaling to bring length. And exhaling to folding deeper. One more breath here. Then inhale to come all the way up and find your way to legs up the wall. I recommend that, but if you feel like you would prefer a more active variation of an inversion, you can also do a shoulder stand. Yogi's choice, but I recommend the legs up the wall. Then if you want to do that with me, come and sitting just next to this piece of wall and swing your legs up. That's the easiest way to get there. Then find your way closer to the wall, and you can bring your right hand to your belly, left hand to your heart, or even reach your arms behind you over your head, perhaps grabbing the opposite elbows. And now I see a spider walking towards me, but we are all sentient beings, and we love each other, we love the spiders and everything, so yeah, we're true yogis here. You can begin to release that Ujjayi breathing and explore a more soothing quality to your breath, paying attention to breathing to your belly. And if you want, you can bring the foot soles together and open the knees to the side, bringing those heels towards your hips, coming to this diamond shape with your legs, and allowing your hips to open at the same time. Stay here for a couple of more deep breaths. Really noticing all the effects, how this feels in different parts of your body. Then you can bring your knees to your chest and roll to your side and find your way to a cross-legged seated position or just a short meditation. Feel free to put a pillow or a block or a book under your sitting bones. That can feel more comfortable. Then bring your hands to your knees. Close your eyes or keep them slightly open, softening your gaze. And now return to your natural breathing. Trying to align your spine in the ideal way by rocking forward, your upper body forward, then backwards. Then find the spot where you can sit with most ease. Soften your face. And bring your attention to your breath. The natural breathing. And every inhalation starting in your tailbone, trace your spine all the way up to the crown of your head as you inhale, and down as you exhale. Up as you inhale, down as you exhale. Keep doing this exercise at the pace of your own breath, imagining a light moving up and down on your spine at the pace of your breath. Always, if your mind escapes from the exercise, gently return it to your breath and tracing your spine up and down. keep going. Seeing the light in your spine with your mind's eye. Then slowly release your attention. Take a deep breath and open your eyes mildly as you exhale. And let's take a few moments in Savasana. So feel free to get yourself cozy, taking your blanket, lowering the light in your room if that's possible. And get yourself comfortable laying on the mat. Bring your feet as wide as the mat. Arms wide at your sides. You can take a few deep breaths. Exhaling through your mouth. Release. Again, feeling the pull of the earth. Hugging you firmly to the ground, and feel supported by the Mother Earth. Feel cared for and nourished and completely relaxed. Stay in your silent Savasana for a few more moments. Enjoy the effects of the practice. slowly begin to move your feet and your toes and fingers again. Deepening your breaths. Reaching behind over your head with your arms. Stretch your body fully. Then bring your knees to your chest, rolling to your left, to your fetus position. Keeping your eyes closed. Then gently, with the help of your hands, rise up to seated. To your easy pose. Bring a smile to your face, hands to your heart. And thank yourself for taking this time to care for yourself, for your body, for your mind. Namaste.